Welcome back to my channel, Let's Crochet Sackman.
Everything is going to be linked below in the description, so go check that out. My nails are also done by my toddler, so we're gonna have to look at them the whole tutorial. I apologize, but right now let's grab our 5mm hooks and our loops and threads, sweet snuggles, light and sand. Okay, so first things first is we're going to start off with a magic circle. If you don't know how to make a magic circle, how I like to do it is I like to pinch between my pointer and my thumb, and then I wrap it like an X between my middle and my pointer, and I hold it just here just for the tension, but you need the X, and you can see that this one is on top, so you're going to go underneath both of them and just grab the one that's on top and pull it through, and then you're going to do that again, grab the one that's on top and pull it through, and that's the magic circle. And now we are going to do 8 single stitches inside of the magic circle. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. I also want to add, if you ever want to make any of the patterns that I post in a jumbo version, let me know in the comments below and I might tell you how I do them, because it's essentially the same pattern, just a different stitch. So let me know if you're interested. So now row number 2, we are going to do an increase in every single stitch all the way around. So we're doing 8 increases to get 16. So that was 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, last one, 15, 16. So now row number 3, we are going to do a single stitch and an increase 8 times to get 16 or 24 stitches. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, and 24. Row number 4, and we are going to do 2 single stitches and 1 increase all the way around 8 times until we get 32 single stitches. So there's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, and 32. We're going to go around between rows 5 and 10, that is 6 rows, 32 times. And so I am just going to count to 192. That's how many stitches there are. If you don't count like that, just skip ahead. When I figure out how to add the chapters, there will be a chapter like skip button here. Hopefully it will be here when you're watching the video. If it's not, I apologize. But you can always pause me and then skip ahead if you don't want to follow along with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 100. Now I'm going to do 92 stitches to finish out the 192. Now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90, 91, and 92. Now we're going to close up the body by doing 2 single stitches and a decrease 8 times until we go and have 24 single stitches. That was 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, and last one for 24. We are going to be doing a single stitch and a decrease 8 times until we have 16 stitches. So that's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. Row number 13, we are just going to do 16 single stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. So that is closing off, well, not closing off, but that is forming the body. It should look like this. Now we are going to do row 13, I believe. No, row 14. And we are going to do 16 increases. So we're going to end the round with 32 stitches. That's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, and last one, 31 and 32. So now we are going to take a break for a second. We're going to stuff it. You can always wait until we're almost done with the head to stuff the body as well. But to me it's just easier to hold. And I like my plushies firm. Okay. Okay, so now row 15, we are going to be doing 3 single stitches and then increase 8 times until we get 40 stitches. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, and 39, and 40. Okay, so now rows 16 through 21, which is 6 rounds, we are going to be doing 40 single stitches. So I'm just going to count to 240. So again, pause it, then skip ahead if you don't want to follow along with me. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60. Oh, I'm gonna try holding it a different way. My hand's cramping. I go significantly slower. 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68. Ugh, okay. I don't like how slow I'm going. I'm sorry, guys. 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 100. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 100. Now we're on our last round. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, oops, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, oh my goodness, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, and 40. So now we're on row 22. We're going to do 6 stitches and then 1 decrease to get 35 stitches. So we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, decrease, and we're doing this total of 7 times. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, decrease, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, decrease on 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, decrease on 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, and now 35. So it's starting to curve a little bit. If you'd like, it's a good point to stuff here, but I kind of like to wait a couple more rounds. So now 23, we're going to do 5 single stitches and a decrease 5 times until we get 30 stitches. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and now decrease for 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I don't have glasses on, you guys, I'm sorry. 11, decrease for 12. Then we got 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, decrease for 18. Then we got 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, decrease for 24, and then last one, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, and decrease for 30. So now we are on round number 24, I believe, and we're going to do 4 single stitches and a decrease 5 times to get 24 stitches. So there's 1, 2, 3, or no, we're going to get 25 stitches. 3, 4, decrease on 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, decrease on 10, 11, 12, 13, 13, 14, 15, 15 we want to decrease. It's like I take my glasses off and I can't remember anything. So now there's 16, 17, 18, 19, a decrease on 20, and now last one, there's 21, 22, 23, 24, and decrease on 25. So now this is the point where I like to stop, where it's a little bit more forming. You can kind of see. I like to stop and stuff the head. If you don't want to use felt eyes, if you want to use safety eyes, I think 23 to 25 millimeters would look good, and this would be the point to add them. And then when I go into detailing, it's kind of where I will tell you where to put them, but it will be around like rows 18 and 19. Doesn't have to be fully stuffed all the way either right now, just because we are gonna have to like go back and I don't want to have to accidentally crochet into the stuffing. We are going to do 25 stitches all the way around. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, oh man, and 25. Okay, so now round 26 we're going to do 3 stitches and a decrease 5 times until we get 20 stitches. So that was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. Oh, that was supposed to be a decrease. And 20. There we go. Now for the next 2 rounds, which would be 27 and 28, we're going to do 20 single stitches, and then I am just going to count to 40 just because that's how my brain works. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, oops, 37, 38, 39, and 40. So here I am going to take like another little break, and I am going to stuff some more. And I know I've been saying this, I'm pretty sure I've said it in all of my videos because it's what I do. There was a girl, I don't know if she was on YouTube or Instagram or TikTok, but if you know who I'm talking about, please let me know in the comments so I could credit her. But she says like don't stuff by looking at it, which is good right now because I don't have contacts in, but you want to stuff by feeling it with your hands, because your hands are going to find the small gaps and spaces you missed easier than what your eyes will. Oh, that's too much. Oh, that's still too much. There we go. Okay. He's looking good. We're going to do 2 single stitches and 1 decrease 5 times until we get 15 stitches. So there's 1, 2, decrease for 3, 4, 5, decrease for 6, 7, 8, decrease for 9, 10, 11, decrease for 12, forgot how to count for a second, 13, 14, and last stitch, 15. Okay, so now we are going to do row 30, which is going to be 1 single stitch and a decrease in 5 times until we get 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, so now we are going to be going around in 10 single stitches for 4 rounds. So I'm just going to count to 40. Again, skip ahead if you don't want to count with me. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, and 40. So again, take a break. We're gonna stuff him. And then there's only one more row left, which would be row 35. Okay. And then with this actual like little tip part, I don't like to stuff it like as much as I do the head, just because we are going to be leaving the tail long and then bending it. I still do stuff it quite a bit though, but not as much as everywhere else. Okay. So now we got a Hershey's Kiss head, and we are going to do 5 decreases all the way around until we get 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and the last one, 5. So leave the tail long because we are going to be sewing that down at a different time, but make sure you fasten off the hole. Okay, so that's what we're ending up with his head, and this is his body so far. I just realized how close I was, but this is him so far. And so now we are going to be sewing this on later, but let's make his legs and his arms first. So for his legs, the first round, we are going to make that magic circle like we did for his body. And we are going to crochet 4 single stitches in the middle. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So now the second round, we are going to be doing a single stitch and an increase 2 times until we get 6 stitches. So that was 1, 2, 3. Here is 4, 5, and 6. We're going to do 2 single stitches and an increase 2 times until we get 8 stitches. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, and so now for row 4, we are just going to go around 8 single stitches. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then row 5 is just 8 increases. So you're going to end up with 16. So that was 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. And then the last row, we are going to be doing 16 single stitches all the way around. And again, this is his leg. His arms and his legs are a different size. That was 3, I believe, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and last one 16. So again, leave a long tail for sewing. And I'm not going to make the second one on camera just to save some time. So go ahead and rewind it. If you go into this description, you'll be able to just poke leg, and it'll bring you right back to the beginning of the leg section. Make his arm kind of like the leg, but a little bit different. So make your magic circle, and yes, we are doing 4 single stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then again, we are going to be doing an increase, or a single stitch and an increase 2 times to get 6 stitches. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And then you guessed it, again, we are going to be doing 2 single stitches and an increase twice to get 8 stitches. So that was 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, here we go, and 7, and 8. And here is where it gets different. Now we are going to be doing 3 single stitches and an increase to get 10 stitches. So that was 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, last increase 9, 10. And then for round number 5, we are going to do 4 single stitches and an increase to get to 12 stitches, and then we're going to fasten off. So that was 3, 4, 5, oops, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. And then again, we are going to be doing 2 arms, leaving a long tail, but go to the description below and it will take you right back to the beginning of the arm. And then before I actually start sewing them on, I like to stuff them. For the sake of the sewing part, I'm just going to not be talking, but we are going to be sewing on the arms between rows 10 and 12, and then we're going to sew between rows 4 and 7, and they're going to be parallel. And the arms are going to be about 5 to 8 stitches apart, and the legs will be about 5 to 6 stitches apart, just kind of depending. Okay, so now that his legs and his arms are on, we're gonna go ahead and start doing the stitching on the sides. First things first is you want to leave the top kind of along after you fasten it off, because we are going to be stitching it sideways. So I like to be in the middle, and then I fold it down, kind of see where I like it. Yeah, I think that looks pretty good. And then what I do is I go, I don't want to be directly at the top, I want to be kind of like the second row, the last like 10 stitch round, and then I just go in and out there, and that holds up pretty well, and that is literally it. So now you're just gonna go and weave in your ends, because that will fasten it off. Okay, now next up we are going to take a lot
of cotton yarn, black cotton yarn, and when you think you have enough, you probably don't because we are using so much of this stuff. Okay, and where I like to personally start is right on the right side. Well, I guess it's his left side, but my right side, in between his little arm crease right here. And you're just gonna go over one stitch. And I don't pull it all through because I will work with the rest of this yarn later. But I do like to go through this twice just so I could try my hardest to get the line to go straight. So now we're gonna go here up to the bottom of that. You could either go in between that hole like we talked about or through a stitch. I'm gonna go in between the hole and then you're gonna pull it through, and then you want to loop under that yarn because like before it will hold it straight. And now we're gonna go to the top of his little sack and same thing, you're gonna pull it through and then loop it through to make it straight. And now you're gonna go down all the way down on this side to in between his arm crease. Oops. And then again through that thread or yarn or whatever and pull it tight. And now we're gonna go to the top of his arm and we're gonna continue the same thing over again. You're gonna go through the stitch, pull it, and then you're gonna go through that little thread the whole time. Even right here where it's only about a stitch apart, I like to do that here as well. And now we're gonna go to the tip of his legs. And then here, got fuzzies everywhere. Now we're gonna be going down straight to the center. I like to go straight through that magic circle, oops, just with one stitch, not two, because I could hold this down with a stitch. And then we're gonna go through that again, just because I want there to be no gaps. And then we're gonna go straight up to that leg. And then through it. And now we're gonna go down to this part of his leg, through that yarn, and again, through a stitch, through the yarn, pull it tight. And then coming up to the end, and now we're gonna meet right back in the middle. I guess this time is like the first time in a very long time that I didn't cut too less. So now we are going to go and be making, you can make the diagonal stripes however you'd like. I personally like to go down, but that's just the way my stitching goes. And this is kind of sporadic. Make some long, make some short. They don't have to be exactly the same. I do them all kind of different. Some are like 2 stitches apart, some are 1 stitches apart. I really don't count and I don't look, I just go for it. Since we are doing like a hand, whoops, that's going the wrong direction. Since we are doing a handmade item, like not all of them are gonna be the same anyways, so I think this just adds a little bit of character to them and I think it makes them cuter. So for this part I just sped it up because it's just repetitive, going the same thing over and over and over again. When you run out of yarn, go back to the other side of it and pick up where you left off, going in the opposite direction. If you do run out of yarn, grab some more thread and like some more yarn and then start where you ended off and tie it together and then continue on like nothing happened. And unfortunately my phone did die right after filming this, so you will not be able to see me, but all I do is just tie it off and hide it. Alright, So now we are going to be doing the stitches around the eyes and the mouth. Make sure your eyes and mouth are hot glued on before. And all it is just single stitches all the way around, trying to get as close as you possibly can to either the eye or the mouth or whatever you're working with. If it happens to go under a tiny bit, that is completely fine as long as it doesn't lift up the felt that you are working around. And then after that, you're gonna cut it. And then go into the last stitch and pull it through. And then I like to weave it in the same side that we finished on, just so it kind of pulls it a little bit tighter. And then as you can see, like, what a difference that already has like made them. You don't have to do these single stitches around the eye if you don't like it. That's just how my pattern is. We're going to be adding black stitches to just the mouth. Okay, so now I'm kind of pressing the felt down and into the stitches, and if it needs to have any hot glue to force the stitches down on it because you didn't go close enough, definitely do that. I know I did that on the mouth. Okay, so I like to start off to the side so I have a meeting place for me to tie off. And usually I say more is always better, but not when it comes to Sackman's mouth. Less is better with doing a lot of stitching. So keep that in mind when you are doing this pattern. And when I go into the corners of the mouth, I kind of try to make it go up like a little smiley face. You don't have to do that. That's just what I personally do. And now you are going to literally just tie it in a knot and then hide it. So that is it. We're pretty much done with our Sackman. I still like to look around to make sure that the mouthing and everything is good and not popping out. I didn't like the top here. Don't judge me, I couldn't find my hot glue gun, but I lit the end of a glue stick to get it down in there to make sure his lips are not You have it. Our Sackman is done. Make sure you guys like and subscribe if you like this. Every single Friday there will be a new tutorial coming out.